Good afternoon. This episode. And in this episode, we're going to bring back again the question where this podcast begin. Because I've been put in my heart to bring these points to people to meditate and think about it. Because this is very essential for every one of us to make fully conscientious of who we are. In the beginning of this podcast, we brought a question. Do you know who you are? That question is a question that needs to be reminded to every one of us, because we all get driven by propositions that has been made to every one of us. The world gets driven by many philosophers. Philosophy is something that exists many years before Jesus Christ. And this is the reason why it's necessary for every one of us to put our mind to realize, who am I? Where I came from, where am I going, why am I here? Those three questions is something that this podcast is encourage everyone out there that are listening to take a little bit of time. This is going to be worth it for everyone that put this into practice, because it's the only way to begin to understand that the only thing that we can control, the only thing that we can operate is not in the external. Everything is going to be in the internal. The reason why, because God sees everyone so focused in the external and being distorted in severe ways, trying to fix things, not only for themselves, but also for others. You know, when we come to realize that the only thing that we have full control is within self. Everything else in the external is out of control. We don't have the full control. And this is the massive distortion of our society, that more power man obtains, their main focus is to control other people, to control circumstances, to control many other things. But when we focus in control self, massive amount of benefit will come out to society, to the world, to people, because that is the most important thing that every human needs to focus in. Everybody's life gets driven by other people's opinion, other people's action, other people mistreating other people. And our whole life get driven with anger, anxiety, stress, hatred, resentment, because something or someone did something against you. And we hold all type of grudge against each other. Simple because somebody have a different point of view, different idea, different opinion, and we become distorted by someone else's decision of opinions. And this is the reason why, because it's a lack of truly know who we are, how we are composed. Are we really human beings? Because when you become to understand the form that I like to share with people, and again, this is how I understand and see things. I prefer to define myself as a spiritual being in a human form, because the lack of not have awareness of a spiritual life, it always going to put every one of us in the anxiety mode, stress mode, trying to find a solution, trying to fill the gap that will exist in our being as long as we exist in this physical form. But when we pay attention to the inner world, which is focusing yourself and your spiritual, you find answers to many questions. You stop fighting with no reason. You stop fighting the impossibles. And you become to understand, my concern is my action, what I do. My concern is how, with my change, I be able to contribute to our society. How can I relate better with other people, with other spiritual beings that are out there? How can I engage in many opinions that I will face daily when I get to the world, to our society? How can I don't let those decisions, opinions, actions to affect my inner spiritual self? It's very important that everybody engage into this, because otherwise we will continue with all this discomfort, all this unhappiness, and quote, unsatisfactions, incomplete, that many propositions have put in our mind to believe it that way, to process it that way. But this video is see how we can help anybody that is frustrated, that live continually under anger, under resentment, and under hatred. How can we help each other to reorganize our thoughts, our thinking, the process that we think? Because as always, like I continually bring up to people in this podcast, human mind is corrupted. We have files in our mind that are not legit information. It's 100% subjective truth. That it will lead you to live in that pit, and that's the whole purpose. Because if I want you to live in the pit, I'm going to deliver information that defeat that ideology of thinking, that format of thinking. So the reason is that we don't spend time with self, and this is something that God would love to see in every one of us. Find out who you are. Spend time with self. Stop wasting time in everyone and in everything but self. Turn things around and let that go for few time and spend time with self. Question self. Because this is something that we like to question everybody else, but we never take time to question self. And I believe that is one of the biggest uncovers that any human will do when we begin to question self. Because when we engage in question self, we uncover so many non-truth that we have put in place, and that's what it keeps us in that mindset, in that mode, which it becomes negative. We haven't been created to process negativity thoughts. Like I always encourage people, when you first open your eyes in the morning, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first proposition that self do to self? Is a positive thoughts or is a negative thoughts? See, in the morning, everybody creates their own world, their own day, how the whole day is going to go, based on how you think, based on how your files that you stored in your mind, it will drive your life. Because if all those files are corrupted files, negative files, how you think your life is going to turn around? It won't. No matter what you do, no matter how you try, everything begins inside here. Until we don't take the time to know self and reorganize these files, our life is not going to change. Please try to engage in this. This is very important. I wish I can tell you otherwise, but no. The problem is we try input more information by reading many books, and we haven't even begin to analyze our own book. You need to develop your own book of your life. Go back and see how you've been driven your entire life. And maybe we begin to put things in order and started writing our own book. Our own trajectory that we've been walking in this journey. We waste so much time and everybody else, and we don't spend a single minute in ourselves. You know, when you begin to do that, you even restructure self, even in the physical, even in the natural, never mind in the spiritual. See, when we uncover self, we uncover that it's my duty, it's my responsibility. Take care of this physical form that the Bible defines as a temple. Majority of us, we neglect 100% our temple, our physical form. When you uncover this, you begin to restructure your mind, and you say, no, it's my duty to pay attention to my physical structure. How strong my physical structure is. How healthy my body is. What is the things that I feed my physical form in order to live a comfortable, healthy life in the physical. That's the reason why there's so much deterioration in our physical form. Because everything begins inside here. Please get this. This is very important. Don't let your mind get driven to pay attention to much stuff out here. Come back in inward. Find self. And everything will begin to restructure your physical, your strength, your energy, your compassion, your self-control. Because when you find self, you uncover what dwells in us. We connect with the spirit of our Creator. And when that occurs, everything changes. Everything begins to take another direction, another form. But if we never pay mind and attention to this, we always going to be pursuing the wrong things. So I hope that this message, it make you analyze yourself. We try to analyze everybody else, but we don't spend a single minute with ourselves. This is very important. That's the only way we're going to begin to tune in the right purpose that has been assigned to every one of us. We won't be able to find that purpose because we are pursuing and seeking it from the external. We need to begin for the internal. See, I like the quote in the scripture very much when it says, "Not what it comes in contaminates, is what it comes out that really can pollute everybody else, destroy everybody else, contaminate everybody else." So what is it that you're bringing out from self? That's the question. What are we bringing out from self? See, this is something that we always think about. What can I bring in self? See, the right format is what I'm here to contribute. What is my duty as a part of this world, part of this society? What is my duty? That changed the whole thing. That changed your world completely, because you no longer go by any proposition, any opinion, any suggestion, any, it's a life change. And that's the only way we're going to begin to make a difference in this world. It's the only way we will become one society, one humanity. Because so far it's just nothing but selfishness, ego, separation, hatred. It's nobody. It's a very rare the person that woke up and says, no, I'm not here to be part of a problem. I am here to be part of a solution. There's only two things. I just mentioned to a coworker this, because I see the beginning of the mindset of negativity, and I say, hold 1 second now. I don't engage in this type of conversations, because I don't allow the negativity to penetrate my positivity. I say, look, man, It's only two ways. And you got to, when you wake up in the morning, you got to ask this question to yourself. And I'll tell every audience that is watching right now, please do this exercise. It's only two ways that you can drive your life by. You either are part of a problem, or you either focus and be part of a solution. It's no other way. It's no other way. You either become part of the problems out there, which are many problems, or you begin to focus on how can I be part of a solution to better our society, to better our humanity, to make this world more livable, because it's fallen apart. This is what this message, I hope that engage with your thought, with your mind, with your thinking. There's many propositions out there. Which is the most that we the ones that we choose, it goes accordingly with God's will. Majority won't. Majority it won't. Because when you understand that if the Spirit of God dwelleth in us, our thoughts gonna be, I like this scripture because this scripture says you need to bring your thoughts to the Lord. See if these thoughts align accordingly with His will. And that is amazing. When we begin to do that, we don't have room in our mind and in our heart for the negativity. We embrace positivity 100%. So just listen careful what this passage said, because
casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Okay, so I think that passage, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, it gives us a lot of insight why our way to process 99% it gets inaccurate, because it's not, in other words, we are not consulting the Creator that assigned your journey and purpose in this life. What do you have come to do to this earth? Why are you here for this limited time? Please get into this. Because just the fact that we begin to analyze, we only here for very limited time. And nobody put their mind to think what I'm going to do in this very short frame of time that I'm getting. This, I call this opportunity. Nobody sees it probably this way, but I see it as an opportunity. What I'm going to do with this very short time that I'm having in this journey, that I'm given the opportunity to be part of. That goes back to part of the solution or part of the problem. See, when you align your spirit, you uncover that you're not here to be part of a problem. You uncover that you're here to be part of a solution. That's wonderful. To me, that's a gain. That's fine meaning. That's fine purpose. But if your continually mindset is to be part of a problem, and it's a different forms and ways that we can bring up how you are part of a problem. Okay, I'm gonna let you tune into that. Find out what is it that leads you always to live in the pit, to live in the negativity, to live in the hatred, to live in all this mode, on all these emotions. They are thoughts trigger immediately And that's the very discontentment of life that every human live in this earth, in this very small gap of time. So I strongly encourage you, dedicate more time to self, and your life will begin to change. And focus what is it that you're here for. Because you're here for something. I don't care if nobody haven't tell you this, but God tells you right now that you're not just here for be a wasted human being. You're here for a reason, for purpose. The question is, do you have took the time that requires to uncover self? I hope that this message is being useful for whoever listening, and put it into practice. I hope that, you put it in your heart. If you touch your heart, leave a comment in the comment box, okay? Let me know what do you think. Let me know how you feel, or if you need a little further input into this specific topic, because this is just the surface that we're scratching. This is more deeper than anybody can imagine. Okay? And share this content to other people. And subscribe to the channel. It's very small number of people that have subscribed to this channel. And I encourage you, that's one way to get this type of information to others, to put that spark in the mind and say, you know what, is a big point here. I've been focused too much in others, and I've been neglecting self. So I hope that you are that part of this, become part of this process, and share this to others, and other ones can get this opportunity. I hope that this message being useful. Until next Wild Journey, God bless you.